Hey, what is going on, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Phantump. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a great weekend. We are on the second Sunday of 2022. I hope it's off to a good start for everybody. We have a really exciting video today where we talk about modern Pokemon pricing, whether or not it's hit the floor, what the ceiling looks like, just some really general ideas, which are really important. And I think it's something that everybody's going to be able to pull something out of. So stay tuned for that. We're going to get into that in just a second. I do want to remind everybody before we begin, our next giveaway is going to happen at 60,000 subscribers, our next big giveaway. Because I might just do something, because why not, right? 60,000 subscribers. That is going to be, hopefully, a Brilliant Stars giveaway. So if we hit 60,000 subscribers by February 25th, which is when Brilliant Stars releases, we're going to do a guaranteed ultra rare pack break, just like what we did with Evolving Skies. 36 winners. There's going to be 36 ultra rares given out. We're going to be opening packs until we pull an ultra rare. You get all the cards that we pull up until that ultra rare, and then your turn will be over, and the next turn, the next winner will begin. So if we hit 60,000 subscribers by February 25th, that'll happen. If we hit 60,000 subscribers by February 1st, we're going to do it for Evolving Skies also. So we'll do Evolving Skies and Brilliant Stars. It'll be a lot of fun, but we had a lot of fun on the stream last Wednesday. That's all I got to say about that. Hope you guys are all doing well. Let's jump right into things today. We have talked a lot about modern pricing. We just did a video on vintage pricing and how that has changed over the past year. But a lot of people ask me, is this starting to get normal for Pokemon? Are we back to where Pokemon is normal? And unfortunately, this isn't normal yet. We are getting closer to normal. And when I say normal, I mean LGS is at the point where they're making $1 or $2 on booster boxes for the last, 12, 13 sets that came out. And we'll look at information on that in just a second here. But we are not quite at normal yet, also because competitive play hasn't opened back up. And we have no idea. We're assuming that competitive play is going to open back up. That is going to help LGSs out a lot because it is going to help give them margins for singles. And right now, margins for singles just don't really exist because you don't have a whole lot of competitive players buying cards that are, the ancillary cards outside of ultra rares, the commons, uncommons, rares, non-holo rares, and holo rares that have a little bit of value to them when you open up a set. There's only a handful of cards right now that have a little bit of value to them after a set is opened, like Fusion Strike, for example, has only a couple cards that are selling for, $1 or $2 that are just an uncommon variant. Same thing with, Evolving Skies, all the sets that are kind of in modern right now. When we talk about modern, we're really referencing the sets that are only in print. And in print is a term that I really use loosely right now because who knows what's really in print right now. As soon as distributors get boxes, they kind of throw any excess that they have to the side and ship out allocations. So if you are ordering X amount of product, or if you are allocated X amount of product, you got to take it all. And anybody who doesn't take it, that's kind of a distributor's excess stock. But basically, they only get a certain amount from the Pokemon Company International, and that's all distributed right away. So anything in print is really just what Pokemon decides to print. But for reference, we're going to be looking at the last 6 sets that have come out because those are the ones that are all well below MSRP. We hit some serious dips in December of 2021, so about a month ago, not even quite a month ago now. And now prices are starting to climb back up a little bit, and we're going to look at that in just a second here. But I think one thing that is very important to know when it comes to sealed Pokemon is that there is a floor, there is a basement, there is a low point that booster boxes will hit. But there's not necessarily a ceiling. That ceiling doesn't necessarily exist. There are going to be price fluctuations. We've seen it. We've seen it with a lot of vintage stuff where base boxes were selling for $30,000 a year and a half ago or a year and a quarter ago, and now they're selling for $14,000, $15,000 without a problem. Same thing with a lot of other vintage booster boxes that are out there. But they're not going to get back down to $80, $70 like they were in 1999. That floor is gone. So there's a new floor that has been established. So that's something that's really important to keep in mind is when you purchase booster boxes or when you purchase sealed product at the floor, you're pretty much in a position where you are only going to get a return. And that's something that's important to look at. Right now, we are in a situation where there are 6 sets that could be seen as floor pricing right now or hit their floor pricing recently. We don't know what Pokemon is going to do as far as additional allocations or additional print runs or anything like that. I hope to have more information for you guys on Tuesday of this week when it comes to in-stock lists that is currently available at distributors. And then on Wednesday, we'll stream. Thursday, there'll be another video, and we're just going to keep going on like that. But let's jump over to the data, and I want to show you guys what I'm looking at right now. So I just pulled up TCG Player, and I think it's important to reiterate that this is just TCG Player pricing. This is what I use for a lot of stuff because it covers the market, it covers trends, but it's not indicative of what pricing is all across the board. Obviously, on additional resale sites like eBay, like Amazon, you're going to be able to find cheaper booster boxes. You should be able to find cheaper product if you look hard enough. We're going to start out with the most recent set, which is Fusion Strike, which just went through its wave 2 of allocations. That's supposed to be the final wave, but there is a huge surplus of Fusion Strike, so it doesn't look like we've hit the floor. And the great thing about TCG Player, before we jump into the Excel spreadsheet, is that you don't necessarily, I mean, you can see the graph. We are going from pre-order pricing of $155 all the way down to right now, the current market value of it is $91.21. You can probably find these booster boxes for closer to $85, $90. I remember talking about this right before Fusion Strike released, about how you'd be able to find these boxes a couple months after release for close to $100, if not less. And we're at that point right now as Wave 2 hits and there was already a surplus. A lot of people aren't super excited about Fusion Strike, so they're saving money for Brilliant Stars, which I totally understand. There's some great competitive cards in this set. Obviously, Mew VMAX is running wild, but outside of that, there's not a whole lot of cards that people are super hyped about, and they're kind of saving and waiting to see what happens with Brilliant Stars, which hopefully we'll talk about this week as well when Secret Rares get released. But you can see the lowest price right now is $91.48. That's about what the low point is, so we're still going down a little bit. These are things that you want to pay attention to. The other thing you want to pay attention to is latest sales, and I've kind of done all this in my Excel spreadsheet, so I'm not going to click on it, but you can click on it, you can see what's selling, how often these are moving. One very interesting thing is the most popular booster box over the past 5 days, the past week, is going to surprise you. It's not necessarily what you would think it is. Battle Styles, here we go. We are starting to see a little bit of an increase. So it bottomed out right around $12.18, $12.17, and now it's all the way up to $92.86. It's not a huge return. You might be saying, dating $92.86 is still cheap. So it is super cheap, but if you bought it at $79.79, you know, you're starting to move in the right direction here. That's a decent return over the span of a month. You can see they're $93.99. It's obviously a little bit cheaper than the market price is showing, a little bit cheaper because it takes a little bit of time for TCG Player data to catch up. If we look at Chilling Reign, same thing, starting to creep up very slowly in price. Chilling Reign is one of those where Wave 2 hit, and it hit hard. There was a lot of inventory that kind of came out all at the same time. So right around Christmas time, we hit the low point right around $81.92. The graph is showing us a market price of $89.74. You can see the lowest price right around that on TCG Player right now. So moving in the right direction, trending up a little bit. Darkness Ablaze saw a really decent jump over the past couple weeks. It was down right around $12.18 to $97.18. This is one of those that just kind of had a surprise reprint like Vivid Voltage. Cheapest one right now is selling for about $119, $110 if you factor in shipping, and it's an additional $10 there. So right around $119. If we move on to Vivid Voltage, something that people just can't seem to get enough of, there's a lot of product that made its way out over the past year. This was really the first set where we had allocation issues, but right around $12.12, this went down below $100, $99.60, and now it's all the way up to $116. For the market price. You can buy it for about $114 right now, $115 as its low price. If we look at Evolving Skies, this is a very popular set, continues to climb. If you remember, right around Black Friday, this was selling. You could find deals for under $100. Not too long after Black Friday, same thing. It bottomed out again right around $12.23, right around Christmas time, to $109.30 for the market price. Again, you were able to find this booster box if you looked hard enough for under $100. But right now, it's climbed up. $120.42 is the market price currently, but that's going to continue to rise because $123 is the lowest listed price as more product starts getting eaten up, as more product starts getting purchased. And you can see if we scroll down here, you start getting a little bit more expensive once you get through the first 10 sellers. So it jumps up to $129.95, $130. So there's only so much supply currently out there that is going to keep these prices low, and then eventually they're going to start climbing. Here is the graph that I was, or the Excel spreadsheet that I want to talk about, and I want to compare the low price of these products to the current market price, and this will get impacted if more reprints come out. A lot of people talk about Battle Styles is out of print. We don't know if Battle Styles is out of print. Pokemon has not communicated. They stopped communicating whether or not they're going to reprint a set. So we have no idea right now what that means. And they could throw out another 2 or 3 print runs of Battle Styles for all we know. Same thing with pretty much everything that's on the standard list. They could put out print runs of older sets. They could reprint Cosmic Eclipse or Team Up or Lost Thunder. We have no idea. Pokemon is kind of out on their own. We haven't seen a whole lot of out-of-format reprints, but who knows? If we look at Darkness Ablaze, its lowest price was $96.29. Its current market price is $119.98. So over the span of a month, it has jumped 25% for a return. Really, really strong return. I want to talk about this because a lot of people are getting into a kind of a position where they're like, the market has crashed, the market is terrible. And we talk about that a lot. We talk about how far down the market has fallen, but everything is temporary when it comes to some of these items. Everything is temporary when it comes to sealed. Like I said, there will be a floor, but there's not necessarily a ceiling. And there's going to be prices where it hits that it stays at for a very long time. Like Evolutions, for example, kind of hit $700, $750 for a booster box. Hasn't moved for a long time. But as people start opening up more product, as people start shifting around investments, as breakers start opening up more product, that product starts to diminish. And then you start seeing increases in price as more collectors get money. It's really just depends on supply that is available. And Darkness Ablaze is kind of at that point where it might start getting a little bit lower in supply now that the set is a year and a half old. If we look at the 5-day total of sales, there's 73 booster boxes that sold on TCG Player over the last 5 days. On the 8th, you had 19, the 7th, you had 11, the 6th, you had 9, 20 on January 5th, and 14 on January 4th. Vivid Voltage, its low point was $98.48. Now it is up to $114.99. That is a 17% gain. It sold 97 booster boxes over the last 5 days, so it went 14, 14, 11, 19, 39 on January 4th. So a little bit of an uptick on January 4th. But other than that, we can move on to Battle Styles, which was down to 81.87. I actually believe it was a little bit lower than that. It was 79 something. But for the sake of the data right now, we're going to look at 81.87. Now it can be purchased for $93.99. Again, I know you can find it for cheaper than that, but this is just something to keep an eye on as far as the market goes, because it's going to continue to change. This is a 15% increase over the past month. Not a very popular set. As you can see, this is the lowest popular set, or lowest set when it comes to popularity. 7 on January 8th, 12 on January 7th, 7 on January 6th, 14 on January 5th, and 16 on January 4th. No day was there more than 20 booster boxes that sold on TCG Player specifically. So a total of 56. Now you get the bigger sets, the sets that people are really interested in. And 293 for its 5-day total. Chilling Reign is the most popular sold booster box on TCG Player over the past 5 days, over the past business week. 81.27, what is its low point? Now it's starting to creep up a little bit. We've got a 10% growth over the past month, up to 89.69. 35 boxes that sold on January 8th, 33 on January 7th, 39 on January 6th, 98 on January 5th, and 88 on January 4th. So people are starting to buy a little bit less. You can see they kind of see the floor here, and now they're starting to buy less. So there's less that is getting moved. But 293 boxes that sold over the past 5 days. Evolving Skies, 108.70. Like I said, you could buy them for cheaper, but 108.70 was the lowest market price on TCG Player. Now it is 122.70, 13% of an increase. Sold 268 over the last 5 days. 49.70, 50.40, and 59.70 being the high point. And finally, Fusion Strike, the most recent set, 234 over the past 5 days. That could be something to do with just the fact that the set is more popular since it just recently came out, or it could have something to do with the fact that, hey, we believe this set is hitting the floor fairly soon, so we're okay spending $90 on a booster box, which is $54 below MSRP. $91.97 is its current low price, so it hasn't gained anything over the past month. It's actually fallen, a few percent over the past month. But as you can see, 234 over the past 5 days. I wanted to put out a little bit of a snip here of booster boxes, going back to the question of whether or not Pokemon was getting back to normal. So this list right here, I had emailed my distributor in February of 2020 asking for a list of in-stock items. On the right here, Sword and Shield had just come out, so they had that available. On order, I had cases of Cosmic Eclipse, Unified Minds, and Ancient Origins. So I had cases of those all coming. So I said, outside of these, can you tell me what boxes you have available in stock? And as far as wholesale prices being pretty much as low as they're going to be, they had cases of all these products that were in stock. Crimson Invasion, Burning Shadows, Guardians Rising, Base Set Sun and Moon, Evolution, Steam Siege, Breakthrough, Primal Clash, and Roaring Skies. And these were the price points that I was offered at that point in time. But as you can see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 13 cents. There was also Furious Fists cases available, a limited amount, at a much, much higher price. So you could buy them for like $185 a booster box. But if you look here, I mean, that that is quite a few booster boxes that are available close to that. What people were selling them at was $100. When we talk about normal, going back to normal, you could buy cases, you could buy booster boxes. If you want to call it normal, I call it a very, very down time when it comes to sealed product as far as booster boxes go. But let's say right around 2020, beginning of 2020, 2019, you could buy, up to 13, 14 different booster boxes, different sets for between $90 and $100 a piece, because that was the competitive rate. That was the market price you had to hit in order to get any of your product moving. Otherwise, you were just kind of sitting on it. So a lot of companies were willing to sell it for only a few dollars profit because they didn't want to just sit on it. The other reason that all of these products sat for so long is because they were only moving at $90 to $100 a piece. And a lot of people didn't want to order those products because they didn't want to work, hours to sell product for only $3 profit or $2 profit per booster box. It just didn't make sense. Nowadays, things are different. Things have changed because you're allocated a certain amount before the set even releases, and you have to take that amount. And distributors basically just sell off their entire allocation. So they take, let's say, 10,000 booster boxes of Brilliant Stars, and they say, okay, we're going to split this up all this way, all these different numbers to different storefronts and different LGSs across the country, and that's what we're going to give. We're going to get rid of all of our stock. We'll save a few cases, just in case there's errors in shipping or any mess ups that occur. But other than that, we're not going to have any more available then until wave 2, which we're also going to allocate and throw out. So there's not going to be additional ones that are going to be available for order. So a lot of LGSs are like, okay, well, I got to kind of take all these, and yeah, there might only be a couple dollars profit right now, but if I don't take them, I'm never going to get them again. I'm never going to have them again. That's it. So it's kind of a weird market right now, but I kind of want to put this out there to show you what it looks like. The difference between then and now is the fact that there was a whole lot more sets available, and I think that's kind of where we're headed now. It seems like Brilliant Stars will be readily available at somewhat of a cheap price. We might lose out on Darkness Ablaze and Vivid Voltage, but it wouldn't surprise me if we saw more additional print runs of some of the other sets that are recent, like Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies, and Fusion Strike. If they notice giant price hikes and inventory starting to get low, they want to keep that supply somewhat close to demand, so that way they have 7-8 sets that are available for somewhat attractive a price, at least lower than MSRP. I don't know if Pokemon is like, hey, we want these booster boxes to sell at $90 a piece. Otherwise, they would have booster packs MSRP for around $3 a piece, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So with that being said, I kind of want to throw that data out there just to give you guys a better understanding of how the market is going, how it's looking. The modern market right now seems to be on a little bit of an upward tick, but make sure to come back on Tuesday. We're going to talk about in-stock list, what's available at distribution centers right now for order. That should impact these numbers a little bit moving forward and give you a better idea of where to spend your money for your collection purposes. With that being said, guys, hit that subscribe button down below because it means a lot to me. We're chasing 100,000 subscribers this year. Only going to happen if you guys hit that sub button, share the channel to as many people as you possibly can. Tell them to come join the fan clan, but make sure to hit that like button down below and leave a comment because it goes a long way for the algorithm and start to spread the love for the video and get in front of as many people as we possibly can. With that being said, guys, I'm going to stop rambling. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great Sunday and Monday. Peace.